Stacie, you're one of my favorite people to talk about sports with. Because you are so down. You know your info. You keep up.
Kind of. I'm not as up to, like, you shocked me because you even know different teams, like the coaches and everything.
I try, but especially when it's like playoff season, that's when I get really intrigued. But like, I think specifically for Warriors basketball and just the game in general and plays and what to look out for, because you played basketball.
I did play, but still, like, even watching, like, I only watch the Warriors, like, if they're in the playoffs or, like, the finals, or, like, when we would go to watch them at, like, the bars or whatever last year.
Oh, that's right.
When they won, right?
Yeah, we did see them in the finals.
Did we see them win? Because we watched 2 games together.
We did watch them together.
One was in North Hollywood and then one was in West Hollywood.
I think so. We watched them win together.
Yeah. They won both times, right?
They did.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to share this.
I think the first place we saw it in North Hollywood, though, there were more fans of the other team because they were very loud, and we were like,
should we even yell right now and scream for our team because this is awkward?
But Marie always has her Warrior gear on.
I know. Well, I used to wear it more so when I was working at Baby Blues because it was like half a restaurant, half quasi sports bar. And so we would always have our TVs playing either on ESPN or like whatever hot game was on right now. And so oftentimes, especially because like during the dynasty days of the Warriors, like I would be repping so hard with like, I have like a gazillion shirts, as you can see, my like old school shirt. So this is for those who can't see the video, or you probably can't even see this very clearly. This is my Warriors shirt from like circa 1992 season with Don Nelson and company and Run TMC, Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway.
I saw Chris Mullin at the hospital in San Ramon like years ago when my friend was giving birth. Yeah.
Did you talk to him?
No, because it was in the parking lot, and I think Tyson and I were leaving, and I was like, is that Chris Mullin? Because he's obviously so tall. And
tall,
he looks like Chris Mullin. I mean, he has a very distinct face.
Did you see me just get like
excited? Yeah.
Being in LA for a long time and even working at like a Hollywood restaurant, I would see celebrities a lot, actors, and not really like phased so much.
No starstruck. But basketball? But
athletes? I'm like, it's not even like you're hot. It's like, no, it's more so I'm like,
I watched you growing up.
I watched you, or even like, I'm not even a fan of Jimmy Butler, but I have respect, you know? And so when I met him, and I just got so like,
At Baby Blues?
At Baby Blues. I was like, Mr. Butler, congratulations on winning a gold at the Olympics this summer.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't know that, but Marie pays attention.
And I'm like,
pays attention.
I called him Mr. Butler, and he's younger than me. And I was just like, double handshake.
Was he nice?
He was nice. Like, he had his whole entourage with him. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then he like had to duck his head. Yeah, he had to duck his head because we were like right at the entrance, and he was like leaving, and he had to duck his head to go through.
I will never know what that's like to have to duck my head to go anywhere.
I don't know. But take it back to, because we obviously both love sports, love basketball. Tell me what your experience was like in the Bay, growing up, playing basketball.
Yeah, so I played up until I think my sophomore or junior year. So 5th through 8th grade, like I played, my dad coached me in grade school. And then I also played NJB, which is like National Junior Basketball. And then AAU, which is like a traveling basketball team.
Oh my gosh, you're hardcore.
Not really. But it was really fun. Like, it was so fun, like, traveling with the girls on my team and playing and traveling to all these different towns in the Bay Area. Really small towns. Like, I think Sebastopol was, like, one of the towns. Sebastopol. But they had a great team.
I bet, because that's all they can do.
Yeah, but great team. Placerville, like we went there. But yeah, these towns that we would never really visit unless we were like playing basketball. So, and then I went to high school, and the high school that I went to, I think won state the sophomore year or my freshman or sophomore year. Like their varsity was really, really good. And then my dad and mom were kind of like those basketball parents. Like they were embarrassing in the stands.
What would they be yelling?
The refs yelling at the. They're psychotic.
Trying to get calls turned over. And stuff.
They're embarrassing. They were like, "Would you rather us not come to the games?" I was like, "Yes, yes, I would rather you not. If you can't be quiet."
Like I was scared that they were those type of like show parents who were all like yelling at you.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh yeah. No, it was all over the place. It was
just like
especially when my dad wasn't coaching anymore, because high school he couldn't coach. It was the high school team or whatever. And then it just wasn't fun for me anymore.
Aww.
And I think I didn't like the coach who was the varsity coach. She didn't like me either. But so it just wasn't fun for me anymore. And I actually quit without telling my parents. And they were so mad. They were so mad.
I could imagine if they were those type of parents yelling in the
like my
stands.
dad is delusional when it comes to my basketball abilities. Like, first of all, I'm not that good. Like, he literally thought I was like on my way to the WNBA, right? Like, parents are delusional about their children. I wasn't that good. 2, I am 5'2". But like, not happening. I don't have like Muggsy Bogues handles at all.
I feel like I love you, Stacie. I think you're selling yourself short, even though I haven't seen you play. But
I was better on teams when the teams weren't very good, because I knew I had to be better. But if my team was good, then I was like, we're good. Like 5th through 8th grade, like I was really good because my team, they were okay. We were okay, but we went undefeated all 4 years. But then in high school, like everyone's good.
Yeah, everyone's good.
And so that's when I was kind of like, oh, I can just be like everyone, because if I'm not great, then, and I'm just at that level, you know, you really realize like, okay, maybe I'm not that good. But that didn't hit my dad's. That didn't come into my dad's consciousness. Like he'll still say like, you should never quit. I was like, oh my God, to this day. Yeah. But like, I'm 5'2". I'm not that good. Like, but he literally thought like I could go to college playing basketball.
You mentioned something,
Delusional.
the whole height thing, because you're not alone with the 5'2" thing. Because, I mean, other Filipinos too were just limited with height. My school, both guys and girls, like oftentimes, especially in the Bay Area where there's a lot of Filipinos, when you see the point, who's running point, it is a Filipino player, guys or girls. And it's like a trend that I see.
We didn't have a lot of Filipinos in my school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a Catholic school. It wasn't a lot of diversity, I don't think.
We didn't have as much either, but we had 3 Filipinos on, I think, they played until, I think it was the same situation.
Yeah,
they stopped playing.
there were
until
definitely a few Filipino
but
people in my
through
class.
JV and, throw in some like other races in there too. But you will always see Filipinos playing.
The tallest
on
person
teams.
on our team, our center was 5'7".
Oh wow!
She was white and she was freaking great. Like she went up against huge people. Like she could totally hold her own. But we were a short team.
And you're playing other teams that are like super tall too.
Much taller, because I'm 5'2" is short. Like we are below average.
But see, this is why I love the whole like when I watch, and I played a little bit, not as much as you, but that advantage of like, okay, how do I make up for this? I had to be Steph Curry before we knew who Steph Curry was, of like quick release on the shots, like really good on defense, to just have either quick handles or like defense wins championships. So even playing in elementary school, like reading the offense and playing defense, like, especially when you're that young, when they're about to, they're running this play, and you can see they're so slow picking it up. I'm like, obviously going to throw it over there and just run in and like pick it and like go in for the layup down court.
Yeah.
A teammate of mine and I in 5th grade, we had this thing where we would like defend like the point guard coming. And so whoever was on each side, if the point guard went that way, then they'd move them that way. And then we'd come around the other side and like steal the ball. That was like our thing.
Look at you being the whole Draymond Steph duo already back then.
No, but like my dad was like such a good coach. He loved coaching. He even coached teams that Nick and I, my brother, weren't on.
Oh,
he was coaching my niece, Aaliyah. She's in 4th grade right now. He was up at my brother's for like 6 weeks coaching her team. But he just loves it. But he's so funny because he does not have an indoor voice at all. And so we'd be like in a huddle and everyone in the gym can hear our plays because his like voice is just so loud and it carries. And mind you, we were in like a Catholic league because we went to a Catholic school, and my dad, no filter. Like we'd mess up or we'd do something and he'd be like, Jesus Christ. Filled the gym, and all these parents like,
can you really see the parents going like,
yeah, just like I think it was more like the air is taken out of the gym. But yeah, no, it was so much fun when I was young, and then when it got to high school and it was like pressure to like, oh, you could like actually do this for either college or a living. I was like, I don't want to do this shit. I'm not gonna make it
fun no more.
Yeah. So when I was in grade school, it was a lot of fun. But other than that, but my dad has loved basketball because, and we've talked about this. You sent me an article about basketball in the Philippines and how popular it is. And like Tyson was saying, like, I think when his brother went to the Philippines, he saw all these like kids who were so freaking good playing in flip-flops. Like, but yeah, but amazing. And like my dad, so he's a huge Celtic fan. So he loves Boston and he hates the Lakers because he said when he was in the Philippines, they really only televised the finals, and it was always pretty much Boston and the Lakers in the finals, and so you kind of chose which side you wanted, and he was a Boston fan. But yeah, basketball's huge in the Philippines. A friend, my dad's friend, her son, like my dad would always bring like Steph Curry's to him, or when he would go visit, or like LeBron James shoes, depending on who was winning was who he was a fan of at the time, I think. But yeah, Filipinos, we love basketball.
We love
and we're good at it, but we're not that tall.
And I know that's the sad thing, but we make make up for it with our limitations and find opportunities with those limitations. I think that's where we thrive of like, how do we make this work? So that's why I was so interested in, it's like, why are Filipinos so in the homeland and over here? Like, so many Filipino guys that I've dated are like so into basketball also. I was like,
I think it's a turnoff if a guy is not athletic.
I agree. or if I know more about sports,
if I'm better at him. Like my shot is like, Mike, we have a basketball hoop now, but my shot is like terrible. I keep telling Tyson, I was like, I used to win 3-point contests and I can't even do a free throw right now. Like I'm so weak. But if Tyson was like if he had an ugly shot, oh my God.
Your form is off, babe. You need to work on that.
I mean, he doesn't have to be in the NBA, but if like someone doesn't like shoot with like one proper form.
do you get like turned on if like you're like playing one-on-one and like, oh my gosh, that's like a really good defense, or you totally blocked my shot. Wow.
I don't think we've been in the best of shape to play one-on-one. It's more like horse is what we've been playing. But maybe like when we get into better shape, we can play one-on-one. But we're like.
I always tease guys, especially like, yeah, let's go one-on-one. Like, I have a good shot. Like, I was a free throw champion when I was younger. and let's go. And he's like, I'm not gonna go hard on, like, I'm not gonna go easy. I was like, no, don't go easy. Like, let's bring it. I want you to, like, don't go easy on me just because I'm a girl, you know? I feel fairly confident in my skills. I will find a way.
And did you?
No, we'll never play because it's always just all talk. I'm trying to think, have I ever played? No, I've actually had one boyfriend that I did play, like, because there was a hoop in front.
I played a guy in high school, and I think I beat him.
You beat him?
I did, because it wasn't just shooting, but I was just doing long shots because I couldn't drive on him. He was too tall.
Because, like, this boyfriend, I think, 6'1". And so obviously, like, I have limitations. I don't know if we're playing horse or, like, actually having a one-on-one, but I definitely held my ground and felt pretty darn proud of myself.
As you should. Did you ever play in, what was that? Hoop It Up. Or did you ever go to Hoop It Up?
No, what's that?
So it's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and it's all outdoors, and it's kind of like you're in, like, different age brackets or different... But it's like people of all ages, kids, adults, and I think you have 3, but you can have like a 4th alternate, but it's just 3-on-3 basketball. And then as you keep winning, you keep going, playing other teams, or if you lose, then you get kicked out. But it was like a huge event, like in San Jose. I think they have them all over the place.
Is it just San Jose, like, or is that just like the name of the...
No, I think Hoop It Up was all over the place. I'm assuming.
Fun.
It was so fun. Wow. And it's just like tons and tons, hundreds of hoops all around. I think it was like college campuses is where they did it, and it was set up. And so there's just like hundreds of games going at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah. It was so fun. But you also call your own fouls, which is a problem.
How do you expect young people to call their own fouls?
That was the problem.
No one's going to call their own fouls.
Yeah, well, no, you call your own fouls, but you call it even when it's not a foul. So we were playing these girls, and we were just getting so, like, both sides were just like
foul.
Exactly. It's like foul,
like,
foul,
no.
foul. Yeah, exactly. So then they actually had to come in and get like an actual person to like ref our game.
You got to.
Because we were being so stupid and petty. But no, it was fun. And then they had like food set up, and like, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Hoop It Up.
You know, I kind of wish, like, gosh, you see this era with Steph Curry because he has daughters of, like, just championing young females, and even seeing the NBA champion, the WNBA, and sitting in on their games and supporting them.
My dad actually watches WNBA because he said their fundamentals are much better than the NBA.
I love that. I want to go to it. I've never been to it.
I haven't either. I haven't been to, well, no, my, our cousin, so Tyson's cousin, was a Warrior girl for a few years, and it was right before they started winning though. But we got to go and like, we all rented like what are those, the suites?
The suites?
Or whatever. Yeah, and so we were all in there, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, she was a Warrior girl, so it was so exciting seeing her on the TV all the time.
Imagine being a Warrior girl during their like dynasty years. Or like, are we in the middle of it right now? Because we'll see.
Because they keep.
We'll see.
Because they won last year, right?
They won last year. Yeah. I mean, just technically a dynasty already. They have 4 rings within this, you know,
small
group.
amount of time.
But yeah. But girl, we are so lucky being Bay Area girls in our lifetime of having the Niners, the Giants, the Warriors. Like,
and Tyson, my husband, is like a huge Giants and Warriors fan, but Giants, I think, even more so. So that first time that they won,
in like 2002, I think. Or no, wait,
not
no,
02, because we were together.
We lost in 2002.
Was it 2012? That was heartbreaking.
10, 12, and 14. I think
10, 12, and 14
were the ones that we won, because I know it was even years.
Okay, yeah, that first time they won, it was so fun, and we went to like.
Did you go to the parade?
They did. I didn't. I'm not like a fan like that.
I was at the parade. I was because it was the very first one. Oh my gosh. The city was, I just went for the day because I was already living in Los Angeles.
Oh my God. And you came all the way up?
Just for the day.
Wow.
I like had a 5 a.m. flight, flew into SFO and just took BART
By yourself, or
by
were you
myself.
You went to the parade by yourself?
I went to the parade. Actually, did I meet my friend there? Yeah, I met my friend, Jeffrey. Shout out, love you. Jeff Bass, who I went to high school with. Yeah, we met up like at one of the BART stations because he was coming from like work or whatever. And so, yeah, we met up in the city. So we spent part of the day together and then he had to go back to work. But for a lot of the day, I was just walking around the city and the city was just on fire. Like everybody was so friendly to each other. There was confetti everywhere, like in every little like train at BART, and everyone was just so happy.
Yeah.
I had never felt an environment like that where a whole city, and not just San Francisco, because like every stop in BART had fans coming in. And it was just this, like, we're all united. It doesn't even matter what background or political stance or religion or whatever. Everybody was just in a good mood. And I was like, this is so wonderful. Can we just win every year? But yeah.
Did you go to a Warrior parade?
I think I went to not the first one, maybe the second one. We were already in Lake Merritt. So it was the Lake Merritt parade because I remember I was like, oh gosh, I'm not even used to Lake Merritt. This is beautiful.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. So I remember kind of like hanging out around that. I went with my friend Jeff's wife that time for the Warriors parade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you got to experience it with each of them.
And with each of them. I know. But have you ever thought, because both of us have lived in Los Angeles for a good amount of time now, have you ever thought about jumping ship?
Oh, God. I'm just not that big of a fan anymore to even consider jumping ship. And no. First of all, I don't watch it that much to really, like I said, I only watch it like when they're in the finals. Like, I'm not a good fan. But even like if my dad and Tyson want to watch it, I'm just like, God, it's just regular season. Like, I don't want to watch this.
None of this matters until it gets to the playoffs.
Exactly. But no, I have no idea. Like, I know the Lakers and like that. No.
Because I see some people who will like start rooting for like another team, and I'm like, excuse me?
Never.
Or like, oh, I have a second team. And I'm like, no.
Tyson wouldn't even go to like a Dodgers game if the tickets were free. Like, especially after like what happened with Brian Stowe and everything. Like, fans are nuts. Fans of football teams are nuts.
What happened with that one?
So he was a Giants fan at the Dodger Stadium and he got beat up and he was put into like a coma, I think.
So after that,
brain
just like
damage.
a week after that happened, I was at a Dodger game and with my boyfriend at the time, of course, rocking out my like Giants gear, and a Dodgers fan is driving past us in the parking lot, and I forget what he yells out, something horrible about the Giants or whatever, and he spits out the window towards me. Like, I don't know if it's like at me, it didn't hit me, but towards me. And I was like, really? Even after what just happened, you're still gonna like stoop that low?
Yeah.
Like, I know not all Dodger fans are like that, but just fans in general.
No, fans in general of any sports team are nuts.
Do that? I'm like, woof.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's some like friendly repartee and like, you know, talking smack. I can get with that to a point. But
if it's like friendly, or like there was that Raider fan, that woman who was getting all up in that man's face because I think he was like a Patriots fan. It was a disgusting video. Like, she was all up in his face, like taunting him and everything, and he couldn't say anything. Like, he didn't react or anything. She was a white woman. He was a black man. So obviously, if he reacted in any way,
smart man,
it would be. Yeah, I know, but he shouldn't have had to.
Yeah, I know. The fact that he knows that I'm like, I will have repercussions if whatever I say or do anything.
Yeah, it's sad. It's
horrible.
Yeah, and this woman could do whatever the she wanted. I mean, and the Raider fans were like condemning her on social media because she's pathetic. I mean, I hope she should be banned from the stadium. Like, she should never be able to go to a Raider game again. I don't know what happened, but I do know like Robert Kraft invited that man to like watch the game, I think.
Oh, thank goodness.
But it's just, fans are nuts. Like, it's not that serious. It is not that serious.
Sports are supposed to bring people together.
I guess if it's in your own city, then and you've won the championship, that's when it can happen.
I know,
but other than that,
just such sore losers, or like.
But they'll say that about like the Warrior fans too. Like, it's that whole thing about like, pull yourself out. Like, because all I hear about my family is like, the refs are screwing the Warriors. Like, and I'm sure everyone says the Warriors get all the calls.
Sure.
But like, they can't, like.
Just like when we lost that championship against the Cavs that one year, I'm like, I still have my beliefs about like, well, could be a conspiracy, Draymond taken out.
Oh,
why is
yeah, that
too
was
perfect?
huge.
And the whole bus thing with Steph Curry's wife, with Ayesha, like just all this like mental drama and like getting in their heads. I'm like,
Yeah.
going on in there. There's a lot of money riding on these things because they expect the Warriors to win. There's things that make you go, just like that song. You know? I'm not going to say exactly that's exactly what happened, but I'm just saying interesting.
Yeah.
How that played out.
So funny. But yeah, no, it's like, so I wouldn't go to another team stadium. Like, it's just, that's scary. When our cousin's husband, he said that he went to the Dodger game, and he's a Giants fan. And I think he had like a Giants hat on or something. And the fans started throwing batteries at him. Batteries. And he went and told security, and security was like, and? Like, they didn't care.
That's not even food. That's not even soft ice. This is batteries.
Yeah.
That is vicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
People are nuts when it comes to sports. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. So, personal anecdote. Working at Baby Blues, I have the best stories at Baby Blues. So, because we would have sports teams come in because our owners just, into sports, they know people, etc. We'll close down the restaurant after hours for teens to come in, etc. But so we had a few Giants people, NFL Giants, so New York Giants, come in, and it was after the Giants had beaten the Niners in the NFC Championship, which I was so devastated.
What year was it?
I think this was circa like 2012 or something. It was like Harbaugh years. And Alex Smith was having the year of his life. And so we all thought we were going to like win, go all the way. And it just came down to the end in the NFC Championship with a fluke. I'm not going to go into it because I'm just going to be super sad. But fast forward to near the beginning of the next season, and they're like, oh, the new first round pick of the Giants is going to be here. He's like a wide receiver, et cetera. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm just like a little bitter still. But like, I think I was like, I wasn't hosting that day, but I was like near the podium welcoming people. And so one of our other regulars, who's like another sports guy, maybe an agent or something, we were talking about sports. And then I know the new recruit was like right next to me. Just like, oh, he's right behind me. And we were talking about the Giants baseball, Giants. Homeboy inserts himself. He's like, oh, are you a New York Giants fan? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm talking about the San Francisco Giants. I'm from the Bay. And he goes, I'm a Niner fan.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, he said that in a non-joking way, but serious, like, who are you? And I was like,
who was it? Do you know him?
I didn't look up. I probably looked up his name like a little bit afterwards, but I remember talking to like my girlfriends or other sports people. I'm like, he isn't even on the team official. I mean, yes, he's on the team, but like, you were just drafted and you don't even know if you're going to be like playing, sir. You are one to talk and you don't even have a ring.
You're still very upset about this.
No, I think because also my boyfriend at the time was a Giants fan.
New York?
Yeah. And so that was like the beginning of the end of our relationship because we did not handle that well of like my team and his team being in a championship together because I was butthurt. You know, I was really like, not just me, ask any other Niner fan because we had not made it that far in so long. And I was devastated. And I was still being a good girlfriend and like even going to like the Super Bowl and like I was rooting for the Pats. I never root for Tom Brady. I was actually rooting for Tom Brady that game. And of course, Tom Brady loses.
That's like the one time.
Damn you, Manning. And I just had like a kawawa like face the entire time. But like he failed to like console me. I'm like, yes, enjoy yourself and all that stuff. But like there was no checking in of like, babe, I know this is difficult.
Yeah.
You know, are you okay?
Yeah, even if you want to gloat, at least check in a little bit.
And I was just, and plus because it was all his friends and I was all by myself. Like the only, I was always the only Niner fan, you know?
God, how awkward.
And all his friends, because they're all from New York, you know, in the entertainment biz, etc. I'm like,
were they nice to you?
they were nice.
Okay.
They didn't rub it in. Oh no, one bitch. It wasn't even somebody's girlfriend. It was someone's baby's mama. Like
so mad.
some baby mama, some cray-cray girl who like got herself pregnant and what? Yeah.
Wow, you get personal.
she because at one party after the fact, after the championship, at like a movie premiere of like a director's friend in this friend group, this drunk bitch goes up to me and she's all like, "Oh, Marie, I'm so sorry the Niners lost." She like literally said it like that because she was drunk and was just like rubbing it in my face.
Oh, she was doing it like mockingly, not like
Yes.
genuinely. Like
Not
I'm sorry.
genuinely. It was like starting. And I had to go to like my boyfriend. You better hold me back because I am not a violent person, but she is instigating the worst in me.
Marie, I can't even imagine. What's your boyfriend say?
He's like, no, it's okay, calm down. Look, you're absolutely right. She's drunk right now. Like nobody likes her. Like nobody respects her. You know her. Like it's
God.
okay. Be cool. Be cool. I was like,
Wow, I can tell how
and you
that's
know me.
still affecting you.
You know me. I'm a very
It can bring you
pacifist.
right back. Yeah, I know. That's why I can't even see you. Were you drunk at the
No, I wasn't. I mean, maybe I had like a drink.
Yeah.
But when somebody gets in my face and like personalizes it,
Ugh.
because she's saying, Marie, I'm like, she's not even talking generally. It's like getting in my face and like pointing, you know, like, no.
Pointing?
I don't know if she was like that, but she was getting in my face.
Oh my
And
gosh.
like just talking.
That, like I've said, sports fans are nuts.
And they won. She won. I was like, why are you? No, you won.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well.
Wherever she is, I don't remember her name. Oh gosh. Just tell me if I ever become a fan like that. Just stop me.
Yeah. People like that scare me, even though I have some in my family.